Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Sunday, January 3, 2021. Fox report. Pope Francis saddened by news that people went on holiday to avoid lockdowns. Pope Francis strongly criticized people on Sunday who traveled abroad in order to escape coronavirus lockdowns, saying it showed a lack of awareness and compassion. The Pope spoke during his weekly noon blessing, which is normally given from a window overlooking St. Peter's Square. The blessing has been moved indoors to discourage large crowds during the pandemic. The Pope highlighted the selfishness of what he read in the news, saying it saddened him.
Al Jazeera report. Trump urges Georgia official to overturn vote in leaked call. United States President Donald Trump allegedly urged Georgia's top election official to recalculate the state's presidential election results in his favor, while warning the official he was taking a big risk if he did not comply, according to the audio of an hour-long phone call obtained by The Washington Post. During the call on Saturday, Trump continued his attempts to overturn the election results in Georgia, where President-elect Joe Biden won by a margin of just below 12,000 votes.
BBC report. COVID, Sweden official defends Christmas trip to Canary Islands. Dan Eliasson is head of the Civil Contingencies Agency, which earlier in December had texted all Swedes urging them to avoid travel. He was photographed in Las Palmas airport on the island of Gran Canaria. Mr. Eliasson insisted the trip was necessary for family reasons. He told Swedish media that he had given up a lot of trips during this pandemic but thought this one was necessary because he had a daughter living in the Canaries.
BBC report. Pakistan coal miners kidnapped and killed in his attack. They were kidnapped by militants and killed near the coal mine on Saturday. The victims were members of a minority Shia community, the Hazara, repeatedly targeted by extremists because they are followers of Shia Islam. Prime Minister Imran Khan has condemned the attack as an inhumane act of terrorism. The condemnable killing of 11 innocent coal miners in Mach Baluchistan is yet another cowardly inhumane act of terrorism.
CNN report. UK emergency COVID-19 field hospitals asked to be ready to admit patients as crisis looms. UK health workers are preparing to reactivate 7 emergency COVID-19 field hospitals, as a surge of coronavirus cases fueled by the spread of a new, more contagious variant threatens to overwhelm intensive care units. A spokesperson for the National Health Service (NHS) told CNN on Saturday that those in charge of the field hospitals, hastily set up during the first wave of the pandemic but largely mothballed since, were asked on December 23 to get services ready to use.
Al Jazeera report. Nile Dam dispute. Sudan, Egypt, Ethiopia agree to hold more talks. Sudan, Egypt and Ethiopia agreed on Sunday to hold further talks this month to resolve their long-running dispute over the Addis Ababa's huge dam on the Blue Nile, Sudan's water ministry said. Previous three-way talks have failed to produce an agreement on the filling and operation of the vast reservoir behind the 145-meter (475-foot) tall Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam (GERD), a hydropower project which broke ground in 2011.
Fox report. Kenosha preparing for possible protests ahead of Jacob Blake charging decision. Kenosha, Wis. AP, the city of Kenosha, Wisconsin, is preparing for protests when a charging decision comes in the police shooting of Jacob Blake, officials said Sunday. A decision is expected within the next 2 weeks. The safety efforts will include designation of a demonstration space, limitations on city bus routes, road closures, curfew and protective fencing, Mayor John Antaramian and Police Chief Daniel Maskinis said in a news release.
CNN report. This might be the most valuable Hot Wheels car in the world. You can buy most Hot Wheels cars for about $1 at Target, Walmart or pretty much any local drugstore. But for Bruce Pascal, a nearly lifelong obsession with the tiny cars has turned into a collection of mind-boggling value. Pascal, a Washington, D.C. area commercial real estate executive, is the owner of what is believed to be the most valuable Hot Wheels car in the world, a 1969 version of the Beach Bomb Volkswagen bus estimated to be worth as much as $150,000.
Deutsche Welle report. Niger, more than 100 dead civilians in village attacks. Attackers on motorbikes swept through 2 villages in western Niger, leaving scores dead in each, a local mayor said on Sunday. The attacks, on the villages of Choma Bangu and Zarumadarai in the jihadi-plagued Tilaberi region, are only the latest in a string of massacres of civilians. They took place as first-round national presidential results were announced. Almu Hassan, the mayor of the Tondikiwindi commune that administers both villages, said the attacks were waged by terrorists who came riding about 100 motorcycles.
Al Jazeera report. U.S. tops 350,000 COVID deaths amid fears of new surge. The number of coronavirus-related deaths in the United States has topped 350,000, as health officials brace for another surge in cases related to year-end holiday gatherings. Data compiled by Johns Hopkins University showed the U.S. reached the grim milestone early on Sunday morning. More than 20 million people in the country have been infected by the virus in the country, making the U.S. the hardest hit in the world in terms of numbers of cases and deaths.
Deutsche Welle report. Norway landslide. Seventh body found among collapsed houses. Norwegian rescue teams discovered a seventh body on Sunday, 4 days after a landslide buried several homes in a small village near the capital, Oslo. A police statement announced that the body had been found at about 5:30 p.m. local time. A sixth body had been recovered just before 1 p.m. Rescue teams again worked through the night in the village of Ask, where a landslide swallowed homes on Wednesday.
CNN report. Attorneys for McMichaels don't want Amo Arbery called a victim in court. Lawyers for Gregory and Travis McMichael, the father and son charged with murder in the death of Amo Arbery, are asking that Arbery not be called a victim in the trial because they say it would be prejudicial, according to one of several motions they filed in the last days of December. Due process requires minimal injection of error or prejudice into these proceedings. Use of terms such as victim allows the focus to shift to the accused rather than remain on the proof of every element of the crimes charged, the attorneys wrote in a motion filed December 30.
Fox report. Missing Florida man found dead in park. Search for girlfriend continues. Deputies. A Florida man who went missing with his girlfriend under suspicious circumstances last week was found dead Saturday as deputies continue searching for the woman, investigators said. Tradarius Rainey, 26, was found dead in a wooded area at Lake Jessup Park, about 8 miles from where his car was found abandoned on Thursday, the Seminole County Sheriff's Office said. Rainey was last seen in his car on Wednesday night with his girlfriend, 35-year-old Tiffany Nicole Church, who is still missing and considered to be in danger, the agency said.
Deutsche Welle report. Coronavirus. German police raid church service with over 100 maskless worshippers. Police broke up a church service of around 150 worshippers in the town Herford, in the western state of North Rhine-Westphalia, on Saturday evening. A police statement said more than 100 attendees were facing charges for violating coronavirus restrictions on congregating, social distancing and communal singing. Some of the individuals present, particularly the organizers, may face hefty fines. Under Germany's lockdown rules, up to 20 people can attend such services indoors, as long as hygiene and social distancing is adhered to.
Fox report. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson warns tougher coronavirus measures to come as cases soar with new variant. Prime Minister Boris Johnson warned Sunday that the United Kingdom may consider a range of tougher measures in coming weeks as a highly contagious coronavirus variant pushes infections to record highs. In an interview on the BBC's The Andrew Marr Show, Johnson was pressed about the possibility of a return to a March-style lockdown that included limiting outdoor exercise to 1 hour and a ban on the mixing of households.
CNN report. Bitcoin soars past $33,000, its highest ever. Bitcoin has been flirting with the $30,000 mark for weeks, and finally passed that record-setting level Saturday. The virtual currency is now valued at above $33,000, an all-time high. Bitcoin XBT has tripled in value during 2020, growing steadily even as the stock market plunged in the early days of the pandemic. Investors have been drawn to it, as well as other cryptocurrencies, as the US dollar has weakened.
BBC report. Central African Republic rebels seize Bangassou, says UN. The rebels staged a dawn raid and were now everywhere in Bangassou, the official said, adding that fighting is continuing in several parts. A rebel coalition has attacked several towns in recent weeks, and currently controls 2/3 of the country. They accuse the government of holding a fraudulent election on the 27th of December. The government has denied allegations of poll rigging. Initial results of the election for president and seats in the National Assembly are expected on Monday.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.